Okay, let's look at the patch notes then, shall we, boys? Okay, here we go. December 12th, 2018, Commander Revamp USF Tech Update Final Notes. Here we go. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Welcome to the YouTube video. Let's get straight into business. So, patch just hit, and the USF has some changes, but also there's lots of commander revamps. So old commanders have been revamped, old abilities and abilities that have never been used before are re-added back into the game. Things like the old 221 when the game first came out. The 221 used to be a thing. Then you upgraded to a 222. That's now being allocated to OKW for a commander. We'll get into that in a minute. And also things like the Commissar, only available in the campaign, is now available in multiplayer. Finally, after 5 years, you can now use the Commissar as a certain commander with NKVD rifle disruption tactics. But let's get straight into the thing. So USF has had a couple of commander changes. The Armor Company. So assault engineers, to diversify USF starts and the squad's durability issue in the mid-late game, USF engineers have been given extra commands. They've gone from 4 to 5, okay? So that's going to make them more durable. That's going to make them repair a little bit faster, I'd imagine, as well, because you've got 5 men repairing rather than 4. That's going to be quite nice. And they're also going to have flamethrowers as well. So, you know, another squad, a squad that's got a 5-man flamethrower on it would be quite nice. Elite vehicle crews, so passive ability. Vehicle crews ultimately gain 2 Thompsons, increase vehicle crew veterancy gain by 50%, so they out faster now. And their repair speeds have gone up by 0.5, so of 2.1. Pioneers have 1.6 as a comparison, so they're going to repair their tanks a lot faster. So this is going to be quite a good commander now if you want to specialise in going a lot of vehicles, namely the M10. The M10 has now gone a little bit cheaper. 80 fuel now. And the flanking speed no longer requires veterancy too. So, hopefully we might see more M10s on the field. Sherman Bulldozer has apparently had a lot of improvements to his anti-infantry performance. So that's going to be a lot better against infantry just general. Veterancy 2, it's got more health, weapon reload, veterancy 2 speed. Rotation accuracy, there you go, 30%. You can read all that yourself there. So basically, going to be a lot better than the Bulldozer. The 250mm artillery. Number of shells from 5 to 7, so it's going to have more shells dropping. Duration between shells, 12 to 8, so they're going to be dropping quicker. Instant kill crit against infantry removed. AoE damage from 1 to 0.15 to 0.01. Thank you for the raid there, Extremo. Cheers, buddy. Do you know why some abilities have no description but instead have there is no name? Like, if that is the case, it's because it's a foresight. An oversight, sorry, by Relic, and they've forgotten to given them a name. That's a mistake. It's like a name that gives things without names. I'm just looking at the AoE damage here. So, okay, basically this archery is going to be better overall. Mechanized company. So, reserve armor still thing. The WC-51 and the M3 have been put into mechanized groups. Cavalry Rifleman have been added to the game. Well, they've been in the game with the campaign, but now they've been added in multiplayer. Excuse me, guys. I've got a really bad runny nose today and yesterday and the day before that. I don't know why. The mortar half track and combined arms. So the mechanized groups is WC-51. They've been consolidated and available from the rifle command. So you can build them from the rifle command building. M3 requires either the platoon company or command post to be fully unlocked or 2 officers deployed. So either LT major, LT captain, captain major, something like that. Please see the new USF use technologies for more information. WC-51 can now cap, which is the big thing. Can now cap territory. That's cool. Can now be built from rifle command. Build time 22 seconds. MG cooldown. Okay, it's reduced the cooldown on the MG on it. MG fire rate multiplied. So that's going to be buffed. MG's gone cheaper as well. Yeah, this WC-51 needed a little bit of a buff because it's a bit lackluster. Right, mortar half track. Shells OE from 4 to 5. Delay fuse. Scatter. So I think they've just made it more... Yeah, the half track is a lot better now against demolishing fortifications and things that are like static. So here we go, Cavalry Rifleman. So these guys are just going to be riflemen. Same cost as a normal rifleman at 280 manpower. but they're going to be primarily good against pure close range combat because they have got the grease guns, the M3 grease guns, and then they can upgrade to get 2 Thompsons. But this only says it takes up a single weapon slot, which means they can upgrade the 2 Thompsons, and then they could probably grab a bar as well, which would be even better. So that would make them very strong. Abilities. So only 1 CP as well, so you can get them up really soon, which could be nice. So you could call them on. So maybe you could, like, you know, you could have like 3 rifles, Cavalry Rifleman, Captain, Zooks, something like that. Abilities. It's got the smoke rifle grenades. Has AT satchels. So there you go. Got some AT there. So if a vehicle tries to rush in deep against that unit, they can lob an AT satchel. This acts exactly like the penal AT satchel. Covering fire as well. That's interesting. I wanted to see how that works. And the smoke is locked behind the grenade package. And I believe the grenades have gone a bit cheaper as well from USF. They were 25 fuel to upgrade. Now they're going on to 15 as well, I believe. So carrying fire ability reduces the carrying rifleman accuracy by 90%, but target infantry unit receives 55% accuracy penalty and are reduced to walking speed for 11 seconds or until the ability ends. Unit disengage. Ability disengage when the unit is told to move. So 25 munitions for this ability. But target infantry, you receive a 50% accuracy penalty. But targeted infantry received 50% accuracy penalty. So basically, you can you pop on covering fire onto a Volks grenadier, for instance. You're going to be really bad at hitting them because your accuracy is going to go down by 90%. But the enemy's accuracy is going to get a 55% penalty accuracy, which means that other infantry units, like other rifles, firing on that Volks squad will then be able to hit it a lot quicker, I believe. Thank you, Fedchip. Thank you very much for the follow. What we've got population 7, Veteran 1, reduced to chargeable at least 25%. Veteran 2, weapon cooldown, -20, and received accuracy -23. Smoke ratio is 25, missing received accuracy, and weapon accuracy +30. Okay, cool. Right, standard, this Sherman is in this commander, is it? Combined arms added in place of raid mech operator does not affect recon. So combined arms is the same ability, I believe, from Cavalry Company, the Cavalry Commander, which has the Pershing in it. So basically that buffs infantry working alongside tanks, tanks working alongside infantry. They're both getting a buff. I'm not exactly sure what the buff is, but they're getting a buff. We have changed the 76 Sherman by focusing its AT role. HVAP rounds will give the unit the ability to threaten heavier vehicles while still retaining its ability to have engaged infantry. But why do they even need the word "have" in there? While retaining its ability to engage infantry and lighter vehicles. Population gone down. Cost is slightly cheaper by 10 fuel. Can no longer swap between. Okay, so it's like a normal Sherman. HVAP reload. Accuracy. Okay, so the accuracy of these HVAP rounds are higher than that of the standard rounds. Interesting. But they reload, they take a longer to reload. 6.1, whereas normal rounds take 4.1. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so they have an AoE radius of like a quarter of that of a standard round. Right? No, not even a quarter of that, even worse than that. So that means, yes, this means that they're going to be really bad versus infantry to hate that rounds. Speed from 6.4 to matches the speed of Soviet Sherman. Soviet Sherman now has the exact same abilities and veterancy as American in 403. Veterancy 3. Place to remain gun penetration, so they get more pen rather than reload. Interesting, because I remember these Shermans being really fast on reload. Yeah, I believe that's what that Cavalry Rifleman says, however, Dan Skem. You lose accuracy on them with that squad, but the enemy unit also receives a big accuracy penalty as well. And they are reduced to walking speed, so you kind of suppress them a bit, and you give them a 55% penalty, which means that any other squads that are firing on that, apart from the Cavalry Rifleman, should be actually hitting it quite hard. We'll have to test it out and see if that is the case. Oh, my eyes. Right. British. Here we go. Good old Brits. The big one here is this. Sappers, standard Sappers, so the main Sappers engineer squad of the Brits, and recovery Sappers have access to heat grenades, the same grenades used by 80 infantry sections. So now, Brits have a snare. Fucking yes, boys! We needed this ages ago. This was needed like since Brits came out, and finally they now have access to snares, which is really, really nice. So no longer can you just dive in against Brits because they will have zappers that will be able to defend against them. British Artillery Sexton. Getting a buff, it looks like. Range has gone up quite a lot there. Valentine, main gun damage gone up by 40. That's pretty big. Population reduced significantly. Reload is buffed. So it's gone down. CP requirements gone down. Observation now increases base sight. No longer does the scanning ability, which is which like the infrared half jack, but it's now a really good scouting unit. This unit Valentine will be very good now, I think, in conjunction with the Firefly, because the Valentine will be able to give the Firefly vision, so the Firefly can hit shit. Veteran requirements have been reduced as well. Concentrated sex barrage, because you can do the sex barrage. That's increased a little bit. Not much, though. No longer requires veteran C1, so you can do this ability straight away from the get-go. So you can put Valentine on and drop an artillery barrage somewhere if you wanted to for 35 munitions. Not bad. Purpose over. We've just improved Overwatch now to off-map shells to help. Now launches a single mortar shell every 8 seconds at enemies in a friendly sector. Now launches a 25-pounder shell every 16 shells at enemies in friendly sector. Applies on a sector-by-sector basis. Okay, right. So mortar shells. How does that work? Now launches a single mortar shell every 8 seconds. So after 16 mortar shells, it will then launch a 25-pounder shell. But that's 16 times 8 seconds, which is that's not gonna even work, right? Because it's gonna be over a minute easily, and then no one's gonna stay in the sector when they're getting bombarded. So I'm not sure how that really works. Is that a typo? Because yeah, that wouldn't make much sense. No, the 20-second increased cooldown for Sexton, but the creeping barrage is now separated cooldown. Oh! Where does it say that? Interesting. Yes, oh yes, sorry, I didn't read. This is a big one. So yeah, supercharged Vector Creeping Barrage no longer shares cooldown with the main. So that means you can have 2 barrages one after the other. Which is nice. So that means the Sexton can fire like 2 barrages a lot now. Pretty much. Interesting. That's going to make the Sexton very, very appealing now to go for. Right, then we've got tactical support. So the new ability lineup for this is, the big one is Churchill Crocodile. And yeah, the air supply have been changed up a bit as well. So the Churchill Crocodile replaces something. I'm not sure exactly what, but we'll go into it. So now, instead of it dropping a Vickers, the air supply now is changed to 100 man-pound 75 munitions, but drops a mortar, like the USF mortar now, which is quite nice, because now you're going to get a mobile mortar, so you'll get some mobile indirect fire for the Brits, which is very nice. Because you can get an HMG anyway from just building it from your base. So having a non-doctrine, a mortar which you can move around is quite nice. Artillery cover is converted to forward observation post, or upgraded for assemblies. Okay, that's the ability that got changed, artillery cover. So it's been put on observation posts. Made cheaper. Ability slot replaced by Churchill Crocodile. Churchill Crocodile has actually got it's doubled its main gun damage. That's massive. So the Churchill Crocodile is not only going to still wreck infantry with its flames, but now it's going to be able to it's going to tango with medium armor and possibly heavy armor. Even better now if it pens, because it's going to be doing double its normal damage. That's pretty good. And now fires smoke shells, which is very nice. So it can then smoke an enemy anti-tank gun and push in on it. The recovery sappers, guys, have been changed down to one squad rather than 2. But that has been reflected in the cost, so it's gone down from 450 to down to 230. They can throw smoke grenades. They can also AT grenades, as we just talked about a second ago. Their CP requirement from 4 to 1, so you can get them out incredibly quickly. Also, their repair speed is faster than that of standard Pioneer Sapper squads. And if you then upgrade those Sappers with the advanced repairs, if you go Anvil, then they would be even far. That'll be really fast repairs for your Sapper squads. So forward observation posts, we've modified this ability to be less reliant on ambient buildings. Furthermore, changes remain increased. So you can, I believe, now you could upgrade a forward assembly with the forward observation post, which then it can allow it to drop artillery. This is no longer deploying base sectors. All abilities now share a player-wide cooldown. So a forward observation HQ costs from 340 to 250-30. Ambient buildings that are now converted can now reinforce nearby troops, and converted command structure no longer limited to one. So that therefore you can spam them if you as many buildings as you want to keep spamming. It's only limited to the amount of buildings on the map. Forward assembly conversion, so the forward assembly can now be converted into one, but it locks out the medical station. Which I wonder if that means it locks out the forward retreat point. I wonder. Right, on to Soviets and the KVD. Here we go. The Commissar and the KVA added to this commander. So the Commissar is probably one of the coolest things added to this patch. So we have added a powerful officer unit to the Soviets. The Commissar serves as both a potent combatant and a support unit. 5-man squad. Commissar armed with a pistol, escorted by 3 guard riflemen, and a medic wielding penal SVTs. Accuracy is 0.87 received accuracy. They cannot recruit or be merged with. They require 2 CPs. And these are the abilities they can do. Stand your ground grants a friendly targeted squad minus 30% received accuracy and minus 10% received damage. So this is a good ability to pop on a squad that's getting focus fired, so you can make sure it gets it's more likely to survive the engagement. So you probably want to pop this ability on a high value squad like a guard squad that's might be getting focused down because they're expensive to reinforce, right? And they're one of the best squads, so you want to make sure they're the ones that don't die. The squad has reduced movement speed unless told to retreat during its 20-second duration. Shares a cooldown with fight to the death. Okay, so fight to the death grants a friendly target squad a 20% weapon accuracy and a 0.5 cooldown. Increases their received accuracy, however. So basically, let me just figure out how this is going to work in an engagement. So let's say you're trying to kill a squad and retreat, and you pop on fight onto the death to a squad. You'll get extra accuracy. You'll get extra received accuracy, but it doesn't really matter because the squad's treating, right? You're not going to be taking any damage. So it would be a good idea to pop out maybe on trying to get down, finish off a retreating squad. Or if you know that you are, like maybe he's focusing a different squad or not that particular squad, then it might be good to pop that ability on that specific unit because that unit is not taking damage or being focus fired. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. He's also got propaganda artillery ability. Deploys 4 fear propaganda shells over the target area, 45 munitions, so that will force retreat of some units. Medical kits, timed ability, able to hear nearby infantry with 20-meter radius when out of combat. So this will be pretty much the Brit ability. Or I'll pop in their med kits, but this will happen automatically when out of combat. Also, the medic does not need to be alive to activate this ability, which is kind of strange, but okay. RG38 grenade ability, same grenade, so they can lob a grenade as well, which is quite nice. Emergency 1 increases the squad size by 1, adds a guard model. So they start as a 5-man squad, and they can go up to a 6-man squad once they get that 1. Veteran 2 with 40% weapon accuracy, which is massive. Increases the propaganda, stand your ground, and fight to the death range by 5. Minus 29% weapon cooldown, and minus 20% accuracy. So the Commissar is very, very nice. New ability, Scorched Earth policy. Allows engineers to place traps on points. When triggered, an incendiary charge will detonate. The main role of this ability is to stall enemies from capturing territory. Only 35 munitions, available for 3 CPs. Detected by minesweepers and removing the point is captured. Instantly detonates when triggered. Denies resources for... Oh, that's a good one. Denies the resources for 120 seconds as well. So once it's triggered, they can't get the resources from the point. The point's going to be captured for 90 seconds. Hang on a minute. Wait. This is bad for you. So it denies... So let's say an enemy was trying to grab your point, your fuel point, and it triggered the detonation. So that means that point will no longer, for 2 minutes, you will not receive any more resources from that fuel point. So that's a big drawback on that. But you still retain the point. This would probably be good to put on enemy points, like enemy fuel points outside their base or something, because then they would not be able to get the resources from it, and they wouldn't be able to capture it for 90 seconds. So it's interesting. Place it on their point after capturing. Yeah. Could be good on cut-offs, this ability, actually, as well. Like Langraskaya's cut-off point. Put it on there. They couldn't cap it for 1 minute and 30 seconds. That'll add up. KV8 is added. Health has gone up by a bit. Flame range has been buffed. Penetration increased by a considerable amount. AoE reduced big time. So that means its AoE shells aren't going to do much damage. Distance. I think, what does that mean, that distance there? I think that means it's nerfed. Capture point replaced with inspired infantry. Infantry within 30 meters will move faster and have their weapons cooldown reduced by 20%. So playing around the KV8 with infantry was going to be good. New ability, tank, anti-tank Overwatch. So this is like an anti-tank ability. So this is 200 munitions, requires 12 Cs, covers a radius of 50, 45% duration, 120 damage per shell, limited AoE, only targets vehicles. Barrage increases intensity the longer the target is in the ability. Okay, so it's a good ability to like defend, like maybe to push and take over a territory, or defend. You know, like it's basically it's like the Stuka at close air support, but instead of Stukas, it's artillery. It drops on people. So urban defense. So this is KV2 has been added to this commander. So shock troops added as well. In keeping with the urban theme of the structure, shock troops have been added. Furthermore, shock troops have received moderate buffs to their mid-range capabilities. So they're now 30 manpower cheaper. Their mid-range accuracy is increased. Their aim time has gone down. Cooldown duration multiplier has gone down. So I guess that's good. Mid-burst duration multiplier has gone up. Okay, so I guess that's an overall buff. The grenades no longer share cooldown, so you can lob a frag grenade and a smoke grenade one after the other without any time delay. Okay, the crappy little anti-tank gun, the small anti-tank gun service have changed when made these creatures protecting skeleton versus vehicles. So able to swap between AP rounds and canister rounds. Canister rounds are low damage round that affect against infantry. Canister rounds can rely on rate of fire and AoE. So they have a range of 50. Their weapon arc is from 30 to 40, so it's increased the more weapon arc. Rotation's gone up. Tracking speed's increased. AP round penetration has increased from mid and long range. Now it has ambush capability by default. First strike out of bonus is 20% accuracy, 20% penetration, and minus 20% 5% reload, and 50% speed penalty. Which CP does it come out as? Does it tell you? Not sure when this comes out. Or the tracking veteran ability now placed. Vehicles hit by a veteran AT gun will potentially be visible for 10 seconds, even in the fog of war. Ooh. Forward headquarters has been modified to reduce its dependency on maps, but has been made less potent without proper player input. So it's now 1 CP, so you can put it down quite early in the map. Aura is now 30-second time ability with 9% cooldown free. Ability player-wide cooldown. Okay, so rather than the permanent aura that it used to have, you now have to pop it on every so often. Because you used to gain, you know, squads playing around this would gain like a buff to accuracy and stuff. The alternative to this command building, this ability now allows the players to build a field base. The structure reinforces and heals nearby infantry. A field base. So you can build one of these structures on the map. Build a field base. Let's have a quicker look at that when we get in game in a second. I want to see what that looks like. Field camp, 200 manpower, 25 fuel. Comes with 3 medics, reinforcement plus squads in friendly territory. Can use the forward HQ aura as well. Okay. Definitely going to do quickly jump into a custom game and to see that field camp up. I want to see what that looks like. Booby trap. Being just deal more damage over a larger area whilst being incapable of destroying full squads. Cost has been adjusted appropriately. Must now be planted by engineers. CP requirement from 6 to 4, so you can plant it sooner. Cost reduced significantly down to 45, but the damage has gone down massively. And then the KV2, considerable defense presence, but also functions better at assault tank capacity. So it's made more effective against armor. Weapon penetration has gone down. Rear armor has gone down quite a lot. Population's increased. Deflection damage to 50%. Reload bonus has gone up, so they fire faster and reload. AoE's increased. Distance. I can never understand this one. AoE distance from 1.2. I wish they would explain what this one would mean. Because the numbers here are smaller, the changes. Chat, what does this mean? The AoE distance. So that means the distance is a lot tighter. I think that's what it means, right? Efficiency 3 speed bonus replaced with 166 health bonus. The range brackets means the circle is bigger. Oh, so what is the its range is increased then? But this looks like it's decreased significantly. 152 non-siege reload from 10 to 12 to 9. Okay, so it reloads faster now out of siege anyway. Non-siege bypasses terrain. Angle scatter from 7 to 5. Entering and exiting siege mode no longer increases the AKB's received accuracy and removes its sight during the transition. Ooh. Capture point. Placing, okay, so it then has the same thing as the KV2, sorry, the KV8. It can't cap territories, but it can now provide a buff with nearby infantry. Additional Soviet notes, standardized USF, seen above mechanized command. Yeah, we've seen that change. Okay, OKW, this is the ones we want to look at. The one with the 221. Okay, so elite armor. So this is the Sturm Team Commander. Now, big one is the 221 added to it, and it's CP0, so you can get out straight away. So upgrade has been allowed. So then the Panzer Commander, first of all. So now this upgrade has been adjusted to allow tanks to spot targets from further away and improve combat performance. The artillery barrage has also been adjusted to so its shells arrive sooner. So the CP has gone down from 8 to 5. Sight bonuses from 6 to 10, so you get a lot more sight now. So your vehicles will be a lot better off with that. In terms of sights, you might want a Panzer IV dedicated to spotting rather than the gunner on top. Coordinate barrage delay from 5 to 0. So there's no delay now from the barrage. So it'll drop almost immediately as soon as it's placed, if I'm reading that right. Coordinate barrage is cheaper. Coordinate range is gone up as well. So more buffs to this ability. And now increases the main gun accuracy by 10% as well. So this might actually now be better to go for this than to go for just the standard pintle mount gunner. If that makes sense. Because the main gun will be better. By 10%. There's only 10%. It's not too much. Okay, so some more clarification on what we were talking about a minute ago with the KV2's AoE thing. So, the first circle is 0.25, the second is 1.3, and the third is 6. Damage drops off each circle cut off. Hey, Ghostly, you like the Iron Cross? Thanks, man. So it appears to be decreased, so the damage gets worse and worse. If I'm reading that right. Anyway, it's not too important. Mostly you play to figure out if it's OP or not. That's how I do it anyway. You know, being a good player at Company Heroes 2, most of the technical stuff I don't understand, but I will understand when I play it and figure out what has changed, and then I'll be like, oh, okay, that's what's changed, right? So for most people here, I just recommend playing it to figure out what has changed. But yeah, anyway, back onto emergency repair. Emergency repair has been altered to repair a reasonable chunk of health, allowing damaged tanks to get onto the front back into the action more quickly. It's been reduced by 50 munitions, so it's a lot easier to use. Now restores 300 health over 10 seconds after 3 seconds delay. Previously it was to 100. So this could be really nice to be able to like repair a damaged engine crit or something that you might want to use. No longer reduces munitions coming when active. That was strange. I never knew that was a thing, but that must have been a bug or something, but now it's gone. Now the Sturmtiger. Hull MG no longer attacks enemies. Radius has increased, so it's going to be able to do more damage. The area distance has been... So it's going to punish densely unit concentration. So I think basically it's going to hopefully hit more. Now, this is a big one. The rocket suppresses all infantry within 80 meters of the blast. 8 seconds delay before infantry can start recovering from this suppression, which is quite nice. So there's 8 seconds of where the enemy infantry is going to be in trouble. And 18 meters, I'm not sure how big of a range that it will be in game itself, but I guess we'll figure it out. So, you know, Sturmtiger maybe in conjunction with a Stuka bombing run would be good, because the squads are going to be, like, suppressed. They won't be able to get out of a Stuka bomb quickly afterwards. Rocket will now automatically destroy ambient structures on hit. No longer immobile when reloading. This one's good. It can now repair at 40% of its original speed. Sorry, it can reload at 40% of original speed. Eventually 5 increases the speed of Storm Tiger when reloading from 3.76 from 1 point. So practically doubles its reload speed. So I think how much is like the Storm Tiger currently reloads at what? It reloads. It takes a minute or something like that to reload, right? So it's gonna halve that and go down to 30 seconds. But you know, we hardly ever see a Vet 5 Storm Tiger, so we'll see. But however, the veterancy requirements have been reduced, so it should be able to now vet up a lot faster. Shares a limit 1 with the King Tiger, so you can only have one Storm Tiger or one King Tiger. You can't have either. You can't have both. Right, here's the other one: the 221 and the 223. So the 221, available for the Command HQ after a SW half track has been built. So you only have to build the SW half track before you can come on to the field, which is quite cheap. So you don't even have to place it down, the half track. So you just call on the half track onto the field, and then you can call on the 221s. So we'll try that out actually today when we play in a minute, to see how we can maybe dominate the map early with 221s. So they've got 240 health and 4 armor. Can be upgraded for 100 manpower 10 fuel to 223. Increases the health to 320. So that's about a third. Yeah, pretty much a third of its health, third more health, and its armor goes up to about 5. Medical kit ability deploys a single medical crate at target location 15 munitions. So this is quite nice. So instead of 45 munitions for 3 crates from a Stern Pioneer, you can put 1 down for 15. But obviously it still costs 45 munitions if you would decided to put down 3 of the medical kits from this ability. But at least you've got more. Maybe your Stern Pioneer is out fighting and you might want to pop a med kit back at base, and you haven't got the Stern nearby. You could do it with the 221, for instance. And now also resource lockdown ability. So once you upgrade it to 223, it has a new ability which allows it to lock down on a friendly sector, similar to the Open Blitz, and it will increase the income from that sector. A signal ability relay. It's a passive ability. Automatically detects enemy armored vehicles on the minimap with the range of 85 of the vehicle without needing to lock down. Requires 223 upgrade. Shares veterancy. Gains share veterancy, so it unlocks Panzer Tactician. Veterancy 1, so it can smoke itself to get out of trouble. Accuracy increased. Received accuracy gone down. 30% sight, 30% increased accuracy. Veterancy 3. Acceleration, deceleration. Rotation speed. 20% speed, 20% health. Veterancy 4 reduces incoming damage by 25% when the M2 is locked down. Veterancy 5 allows the 221 to plant regal anti-tank mines. Same ones used by half tracks. Interesting. And then Overwatch. Previously. Hey, Sugar Swish, thank you for 2 years in a row, buddy. I know you've subscribed for a lot more than that in the past. Thanks, mate. When will these changes go live? They're live now, Gryman. Thank you very much, mate.
2 goddamn years, baby. Oof.
Oof. Okay, so forward. So Overwatch, which is this commander, now has Jaegers in the commander now. 3 abilities have been merged into a single commander slot, renamed Early Warning Systems. So that's the Goliath, Early Warning Flares. That's all been pushed into one. So Jaeger Infantry added to the Doctrine. CPU command from 2 to 1. Must buy their sniper rifle for 45 missions. Requires 1 truck to be deployed. Squad cost from 300 to 250. That's really cheap. How many men is it? A 5-man squad, right? Isn't it? Or is it a 4-man squad? I think it's a 4-man squad, right? Still very cheap. Reinforcement from 37 to 31. So it's even cheaper to reinforce. Reinforcement time has gone down as well. Salvage ability now available. Replaced by thorough salvage and scavenge doctrine. They could just salvage as normal, but they don't get the thorough salvage and scavenge doctrine though, I think. Veterancy requirements have gone down, so they vet up faster. They can camouflage straight away. Now it's first strike bonus. Increase accuracy by 50% for 4 seconds. Oof. That's going to be great versus snipers, man. Oh, yeah. Yeah, baby. Oof. Do I have a meme for this? That's not what I wanted. I misclicked there.
Wow.
Yeah, we can have some wows for that. Booby traps standardized to the Soviet version. Okay, so they just do the standard booby traps like the Soviets do now. Finance back there for 23 months in a row, buddy. Cheers, man. Oh, that's gonna be nice. Sector Assault scatter from 80 to 12. This needed changing. The scatter on this ability was broken as hell last patch. This would hit everywhere on the map. Now it's going to be reduced to a much smaller area.
Wow.
LEFH added as well. Direct fire. Ooh, direct fire shot. Right, now Wehrmacht. Okay, the Puma now is tied to Tier 2 tech and needs to be built from the Leicht Mechanized Company, which I believe is Tier 2, I think. Defensive Doctrine, Peer Stability lineup. Ostrupen, boys! We've got Ostrupen. Do I have, I don't know if I have it. Do I have an Ostrupen meme? No, I don't. I can't believe I don't have it. But yeah, Ostrupen added to another commander. Hooray. With, Stuggy. Excuse me, guys. My throat. Tank traps have been consolidated into defense fortifications. Ostrupen anti-doctrine allows all infantry the ability to build trenches, sandbags, and wire. Pioneers can build trenches. Allows the construction of concrete bunkers. Oh yeah, the concrete bunkers, I remember this now. Pioneers can construct and repair bunkers and machine gun bunkers. Ooh, I can't wait to try this. We're going to go Ostrupen, Stuggies, and then we're going to build repair bunkers for the Stuggy spam. And then pack 43 for late game. This could be cool. And then we've got Stuggy has been adjusted to be more durable against enemy fire, but it's AoE, so that it's had a decent amount of health increased. It's far AoE distance from 3 to 4, so I think that's increased. Projectile speed has increased massively, so it's now going to be a lot faster when the shell lands. Target size from 20 to 17, so it's small. It's going to be harder for things to hit it because it's smaller target size. Veteran 2 reload bonus from 9 to 0.5 to 0.85. That's a slight debuff by 0.05, which is not much at all. Fire damage has been increased, and the distance here has gone down as well. Pack 43. Oh, you can scuttle Pack 43 now, which is cool. So if you want, so the crew will gain disable the gun after 20 seconds. The gun will be destroyed. The owning player will be partially funded, 150 manpower and 15 fuel problem completion. The ability cannot be cancelled, so be very careful when doing that. Wait. Efficiency reload bonus from 0.9 to 0.85. Isn't that a nerf? It might be a buff. You might be right, actually. From 9 to 0.98. So it will reload that a bit quicker. Maybe it might be right there. Sorry guys, I'm not feeling well today. I'm going to put this down to me not feeling well. So German infantry. Sector 2 now affects all adjacent friendly sectors, so you can pop this on one point and then it'll defend lots of other sectors around it. So we got German infantry. Veteran, this one with the veteran squad leaders. This is cool. So you can then upgrade pioneers and grenadiers to 5 men squads for 30 and 60 munitions, which is quite nice. So you can have a 5-man flamethrower pioneer, I believe, which would be really nice. And I think for grenadiers though, I don't think you can have a 5-men LMG one though. Yeah, this one, the Grenadier Squad Leader has a transferable G43 and grants a minus 50% reduction on weapon cooldowns, a minus 10% received accuracy, and reduces cost of medical kits to 0 munitions. So they can pop med kits wherever they want, like Brits. Kind of thing. That's cool. That's nice. So you get it for free. So that's like, that's a very nice change. So I'd imagine you get like 3 Grens, you want to upgrade them all to, you know, this with this ability. And they still will be able to pick up weapons that are dropped on the ground, I think, as well. Panzer Grenadiers can be upgraded with the support package. Unlocks 3 abilities for 30 munitions. Oh, hello. Panzer Grenadiers. I've not seen this bit before. Yo, Saboni, thank you for 6 months in the row, buddy. What's it say?
66x sex SEK say cease chest ses quetch hex kuzu say shash sita sitter.
Whatever that means, I don't know, but thank you for the 6 months anyway, too. So Panzer Grenadiers can be upgraded with the support package, unlocks 3 abilities for 30 munitions. Rudimentary repair allows the Grenadiers to repair at a reduced rate of 1.1. Pioneers repair at 1.6. So this is not a bad ability. So, you know, you can repair a vehicle. I mean, Pioneers might have been retreated back to base, and you've only got your Panzer Grenadiers by, so it's still handy to, you know, to repair a crit, for instance, could be quite nice. Combined arms ability, passive ability, Panzer Grenadiers gain a minus 10% received accuracy and 20% speed when near vehicles. Okay, so they gain a buff near vehicles. I've noticed quite a few of these new, like KV8, KV2, and now this ability here. A lot of abilities are trying to buff infantry surrounding, you know, nearby tanks, like kind of combined arms and stuff, which is quite nice. Marked infantry ability, target ability. Panzer Grenadiers can mark hostile infantry enemy and will take 30% received accuracy, while Panzer Grenadiers will take 50% received accuracy. Again, very good for already popping that on against retreating squads to finish them off. Or if the Panzer Grenadiers are not getting focused down. And then we've got Stormtroopers added to this commander as well, I believe. Yeah. So these Stormtroopers have MP40s, I believe. Stormtroopers have gone a rework to make them more attractive across doctrines. This redesign tends to differentiate Stormtroopers from Panzer Grenadiers by moving them more towards a potent close-range unit with strong disruption and ambush capabilities. So the SE package has been removed, bundle grenade removed, can upgrade to MP40s anywhere on the battlefield. MP40s have a 15-second upgrade time, unlocks tactical assault ability, no cost. So if the tactical assault, if that's the 50, normally it's the 50 munition grenade ability from OKW, if that's free, that's broken. If that's what I'm thinking it is. Free grenades, no cost. Am I right in thinking that? No, the MP40s aren't free. Oh, is it? So wait, is it saying the MP40s are free? Okay. Well, what is the ability from the OKW guy? I'm pretty sure it's called a tactical assault or something like that, right? Grenade. Oh, no, it's called infiltration grenades. What am I talking about? Yeah, sorry. Oh god. MP. Sorry. So yeah. So okay. So upgrading MP40s is free, which is strange. I'm not sure why that would be exactly free, but okay. MP40 DPS at 0. They can upgrade a Panzerschreck. Can they upgrade the Panzerschreck with the MP40s? Doesn't say that. So MP40's DPS 0.1535 to 18.6 then 7.15. Okay, shock troop precision. So I'm not sure what that means. I don't understand that. Can someone explain that one to me? MP40 DPS at 0.1535 has changed to now 18.7 0.1, and shock troopers PPSH is, the first one is range, the second is DPS. So the DPS is 7.14 and the DPS of shock troopers is 4.78. MP. So basically, what you need to know from that is MP40s of Storms has a higher DPS than that of Shocks, but the Storms are 4-man and the Shocks are 6. So that's made up for. So that's why probably Shocks will still probably win against Stormtroopers because of that. So they can also upgrade a G43 package now grants 3 Panzer Grenadiers with G43s, cost from 40 to 60, disables tactical assault, and knocks out the Panzer Strike. Decapture rate from 1 to 1.33 so they can cap faster. Camouflage now matches those by commandos, can remain cloaked for a short period of time when leaving cover, so they can hop from cover to cover, very nice. So they can creep up on snipers with this. Incendiary grenade ability, similar to grenades of Vox Grenadiers, but deals additional damage to resource caches, 30 munitions. Which is quite nice. Okay, so damage to resource because that helps you, you know, again with the, disruption behind enemy lines kind of thing, which is quite nice. Smoker grenade ability, similar to those by the Jaeger command squad, can now place booby traps similar to the Soviet urban defense traps. Inventory medical kits are replaced with automatic healing when out of combat. Oh. Okay, so I think as Veterancy 1 they get automatic healing now, which is nice. Which is free. Assault and hold. Increase the accuracy of all infantry by 25% for 45 seconds. Capture and decapture rate is increased by 100%, and cost is 75 munitions. Oh, sorry guys, excuse me. Oh god, I hate feeling like this. Right. So if they have 25% accuracy for 45 seconds, and they have the cloaking thing, oh, that's only. They don't have first strike ability, but still combining that with the Stormtroopers jumping out of cover to get 25% extra received just normal accuracy against enemy squads, helping killing a sniper or a squad on retreat would be very tasty. Right. And the 250 half-track replaces the infantry and artillery officer. It's only 210 manpower and 20 fuel. Comes with a machine gun. So basically, for those who remember playing Panzer Elite and Company Heroes 1, it's basically that. You know, a half-track with the machine gun on it. But I don't think... Oh, it can reinforce nearby infantry once it gets Veterancy 1, though. Very nice. And that'll be the only unit in OKW to be able to do that. That's Osters. No, it's Wehrmacht, isn't it? Yeah, sorry, we're looking at Wehrmacht. My bad. So that's cool. So you can then go for the flamethrower half-track alongside this because you can get the reinforcement for this rather than, you know, letting the half-track stay without a flamethrower because you want the reinforcement on that. You can get the flamethrower. Okay, that's cool. Veterancy 2 accuracy 30%, burst duration plus 20%. Nice. Changes affect the half-track in mechanized assault group for mechanized and mechanized assault groups. They still come out infantry. Fuel cost also matches the new. Okay, so all the other vehicles, the other half-tracks that used to have, you can have Panzer Grenadiers, one you can have Grens with LMG and another. They're all now the 250 half-track with the machine gun on it. Trick Shocknays. Why is Shocknays bugged? Right, USF tech changes. Okay, so this is where USF had some rework. So we have made changes to USF teching systems to make it easier for the faction to gain its support weapons and diversify its builds. By allowing officers to be deployed sooner, USF are no longer required to have a large number of infantry units before they're able to start adding team weapons to their composition. The M1, the air half-track, and the M5 Stuart have also been swapped between two buildings to emphasise the role of the platoon command as a defensive tier and the company command geared towards defensive and attrition. Officer weapon upgrades have also been adjusted to lessen the impact of lieutenant against infantry, which is capable of quickly snowballing with its light vehicles. So, lieutenant can be requisitioned for 200 manpower and 35 fuel, and he unlocks the machine gun. The platoon command post can be upgraded after the lieutenant is dispatched, and it unlocks the M20 or the M5. Because you can upgrade it again to then unlock these two units. A bit like the AC, you tech for the AC, then you build the AC. Upgrade time is 70 seconds, so that delays a very fast M20 or M5. Grants 1/4 of a CP upon completion, so you get your CPs up a bit faster. So the bar's been removed, but then you can get a bazooka on the LT instead. And the captain is lost the bazooka, but then gets the bar. Okay. But you can still chat. if you want to, you don't have to get the bazooka or the bar in either squad. You can always upgrade the bar and rifle at the base, HQ base, and then put the 2 bars on like that if you wanted to. Alright, company command post. Captain McGregor resistance for 200 man per 35 fuel. Unlocks the anti-tank gun. Company command post can be upgraded after captain. Also unlocks the pack house and the M1, the AA half track. Okay, same thing there. It's gonna be interesting to think about that. Because getting the pack house would be nice in that. So getting the captain gets a bar. So this is like, we get the anti-tank gun as well. This is gonna be like, why would you want to go LT for the machine guns? Machine guns are good, but you could just power drop them in with airborne now, and then you could go for that because you've got the AA half track, which is a lot better than the Stuart. You've got the anti-tank gun there as well, so then you can deal with the Puma easily, or 2-2, or whatever. And then you have the pack howitzer for your indirect fighting to deal with the machine guns. That seems like a great. You know, I don't see why. And then the captain has a bar as well, which is great, which I prefer. And the captain still has his on me ability compared to the LT, which doesn't have that. Interesting. Platoon and company command post upgrades. Cost 50 manpower, 20 fuel, 20% research time. So which one's this? Platoon and company command post upgrades. So they okay, it tells you, okay, these are the upgrades for these 2 buildings. That's 50 manpower, 20 fuel. Okay. Major available after building 1 building is fully unlocked. Oh, you have to fully unlock 1 building to then get the officers. You can't just do that. You can't skip that tech like you can with an AC, because you don't have to tech for the AC to tech up to the 3rd tier for Brits, for instance. But here you have to upgrade, for instance, that AC, and in this time you have to upgrade the building that you've got, or having 2 of the officers out, so you either get both techs. And they've increased the starting fuel for 5. M20 has received some adjustments to increase its ability to scale into the mid-game. And easily replaced with loss. So it's gone down to only 240 manpower. The accuracy has been nerfed. Weapon accuracy increased with veterancy, so that's going to compensate for the nerf there. So it's good. So that cancels each other out pretty much. The veteran requirements have been low, so it gets up faster. So that's a buff. Version 3 reduces mine deployment time from 12 to 7 seconds. So you can plant the mines faster. Version 3 increases stealth detection radius by 10, goes up to 35, so it'll be even better at spotting for like cloaked units. Okay. The M20 is still now in LT. It's still in LT tech. Yo, Nuke tried to mention with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you very much, man. Can we get some hype in chat? Thank you very much for the sub, dude. What should I say for the resub? I'm pretty sure you subbed before. No worries, dude. So here's the grenade lock. It's cheaper by 10 fuel, so you can get your grenades faster. Airborne, 50 cal cost is going. You know, so all this power drops are now been reduced just to munitions as well as manpower. So the HMG is now 125 manpower and 50 munitions. Anti-tank gun is 125 manpower and 60 munitions. Anti-tank gun, you can get the anti-tank gun out faster. Pathfinders are now 0, so you can bring them out straight away onto the field, which could be really good. So you can have a rare echelon, a rifle, and a Pathfinder really early, which might give you some good map control at the start of the game. We'd like to test this out. We will do. And the 17-pound anti-tank gun. The flying chaser made to prevent an odd bug where the unit would target the indestructible 17-pounder rather than the nest itself. So, yeah, apparently the 17-pounder was bugged, and now they fixed it. Okay, so that's good. So yeah, there are all the changes there, guys. I hope you my analysis of them or running through them was a little bit helpful. Sorry about not being clear on everything.